out of bed and press your red. Now, mystery hunters.
There are dead bodies in the mountains where I'm going. Frozen dead bodies.
Christina's not the only one investigating frozen bodies. Only in my case, they asked to be frozen.
Why would anybody want to do that?
So they can come back to life one day.
Doubting Dave's checking into a frozen mystery too. And he answers a viewer mystery. Why do people see a white light when they're about to die?
This is Mystery Hunters.
Frozen dead bodies have been turning up in these mountains, and some people who live here believe the town has been cursed with bad luck ever since. What were the bodies doing up there? Did they freeze to death? Or were they victims of foul play? One of them was a 13-year-old girl named Juanita, and I'm here in Peru to investigate the mystery of her suspicious death. Juanita's body was brought down from the mountain to this place. They keep her in a freezer case to preserve her. This is Juanita. Juanita's body has to be kept moist. That's why we need to spray this mist on her. The whole procedure has to be done fast, or else she'll melt. And then we'd never know what really happened to her. Juanita and the other frozen people stay here, at the Museum of the Catholic University of Santa Maria. Dr. Chavez is an archaeologist who found some of the frozen bodies. Juanita is a natural ice mummy. She's perfectly preserved. He's telling me that Juanita was found by his colleague, Dr. Reinhardt. She's a treasure of information about the Incas. Juanita is an Inca. That's amazing. The Inca civilization disappeared 500 years ago. Juanita was found in her tomb with these things. A doll, her clothes. The hole in the center was caused by hot ash from a volcano. The volcano melted the 500 years of ice that had trapped Juanita's body. That's how they were able to recover her and the other ice mummies. Maybe these things found with Juanita are evidence that will help us find out how she died. What exactly happened to Juanita on top of these Peruvian mountains? We're on our way up there to find out.
There's a place where people get frozen on purpose. They're modern-day mummies, and I'm gonna meet them. You know what's in these things? People. Dead people. Frozen dead people. Even some cats and dogs. And these smaller doors have brains in them. Not only the brains, but the whole head. Want to look inside? Oh, can I look inside?
Sure.
It's too bad. Did he say yes?
Sure. Ready?
Okay, I see like 4 canisters. They look like little barrels. There's a head in each one. What happens here is called cryonics. The idea is to freeze the body or the brain of a person who just died and preserve it so they can be brought back to life sometime in the future. Like when a cure for the disease that killed them is found. You have to sign up to become a member. I'm gonna meet an ice mummy of the future.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Araya.
Blaine.
So you signed up to be frozen after you died. Why'd you do that?
I like life so much, I don't want it to end when I die.
So what made you get involved in this kind of thing?
It sounded really cool to me, like the process of it. Has it worked for anyone else? Has it been ever tried on a human? And they said no, because they didn't have the technology yet. But it has worked on animals, and there's still animals living right now. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty good evidence. But then what really hit me is when my grandma died, knowing that she's never gonna live another life, never gonna do anything fun. It's over just like that. So I knew if I could be frozen and come back to life in the future, then that's what I'd have to do. And so I told my parents to sign me up, and they signed me up.
So how does this kind of thing work? Do they just freeze your body or your head?
I personally am just doing my head, just to preserve my memories.
Just the head?
They're gonna grow me a whole new body. Oh, hopefully it'll be pretty much the same. Maybe trim off a couple pounds, add a little muscle. Any way you like it.
Cool. When you die, they transport your body here really fast on this emergency unit. Can you really freeze yourself and come back to life in the future? That's what I'm here to find out.
Greetings, friends. I received a wondrous email today from Nicholas Cruzches Pastorino of Buenos Aires. He just wants the answer to the greatest mystery of all. Dear Doubting Dave, the other day I saw a man being interviewed on TV who said he died in a hospital and came back to life again. When he died, he saw a tunnel of white light coming closer and closer. And then the doctors saved him at the last second. Why do people see a light when they're about to die? Well, Nicholas, every person on the planet would love to know the answer to your question. In fact, thousands of books have been written trying to explain what that light is. This book says it's proof of life after death, and when you enter the tunnel, you go to a better world. This book says when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're just flashing back to when you were born and you came down your mother's uterus. And hundreds more books have been written by scientists who say the white light doesn't really exist. It's in your brain. They call it neural noise or brain noise. And the white light you think you see is actually just chemicals your brain releases when it's dying. Okay, I think we've all had enough of the book thing. Also, Nicholas, not everyone who's had a near-death experience has seen a white light. In fact, most people don't remember seeing anything at all. But people who have gone through this all say the same thing. Don't worry about the afterlife. Instead, spend your time spreading love and compassion here on Earth. That's something we can all agree on.
That's it. Somebody's gonna get his butt kicked.
It's time for you to meet the Mole Sisters. It's time to share their adventures. It's time to say hello to their friends. It's time to discover something brand new. The wonderful world of the Mole Sisters on Discovery Kids.
I'm climbing high in these Peruvian mountains to find out what happened here more than 500 years ago to an Inca named Juanita. Where'd you find your mummies?
En el Misty, aquí.
He says that on Misty Mountain, right here, he found 6 mummies. And it's incredible, considering how difficult the journey is to reach the top.
No.
Yeah, I know. It can take days to reach the summit, and it's hard to breathe up here. So the Incas must have had a really good reason to make it all the way to the top, and they did. The Incas believed the mountains were gods that were responsible for everything that happened, good and bad. When really bad things happened, like an earthquake or a drought that killed the crops, the Incas thought the mountain gods were angry with them. To please the gods, the Incas sacrificed their most valuable treasures, their children.
La Capacocha.
The ceremony was called Capacocha. Dr. Chavez says it was a great honor to be chosen for Capacocha and a cause for celebration. But is that what happened to Juanita? Was she chosen for the Capacocha and sacrificed to protect the living? Well, after Juanita was brought down from the mountain, some terrible things happened here. Some people even think maybe the town has become cursed. Can you tell me about the accidents that happened in Arequipa after Juanita was brought down from the mountain?
Claro que sí. Hemos tenido
He says they've had several tragedies here,
accidentes aéreos,
like plane crashes, especially high up in the mountains. Many people died. And last year, an earthquake hit the city. The cathedral was almost destroyed. He believes taking Juanita down from the mountain angered the gods and provoked the disasters here.
provocando muchos desastres.
Do you think the earthquake that destroyed the cathedral was caused by Juanita? He says that as a sociologist and as a man of science, he believes that everything has a scientific explanation. But he says he knows a lot of people here who believe there's a curse, and there are certainly many mysteries regarding the death of the girl. Maybe there's a clue on Juanita's body that can help me solve the mystery of her death.
Can you really freeze yourself and come back to life in the future? But this isn't a real body, is it?
No, this is a training dummy this time. This is for resuscitation practice.
The first thing they do is drain out your blood and fill your veins with a special fluid to strengthen your insides. Your body goes into a steel coffin, and then they lower the coffin into the liquid nitrogen. This is liquid nitrogen, the stuff they use to freeze their bodies.
Well, something as soft as this rose petal, put your glove on there.
So the liquid nitrogen makes it hard.
Mm-hmm. Like a glass, a very fine glass.
Whoa, that's cool. Or should I say, really cold. How come some people have their heads frozen and not their whole bodies?
Well, first off, it's a lot cheaper, and speaking personally, I could use a new body.
So later on, when the technology is available, they can just grow new bodies for their heads?
Sure.
But is it really possible to bring a living creature back to life after it's been frozen? Well, take a look at this one.
How does a body turn into an ice mummy? It all has to do with bacteria. And according to Doubting Dave, we're all full of bacteria. Ugh.
Oh, hi. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Actually, I'm a human buffet. And so are you. Right now, you're covered in millions of bacteria, and they're feeding on you. Bacteria are like little tiny bugs you can only see with a microscope.
Oh, sorry. He was changing. But even though you can't see the bacteria, there is a way to prove that they're there.
Just pour a packet of unflavored gelatin into 2 cups of hot water and stir it until it dissolves. Now, pour a little gelatin into 2 small, clean jars. Make sure you have some left over.
Here comes the fun part. Dip 2 pieces of string in the leftover gelatin, then bring them out and drag them around your toes. Shh, I'm going bacteria hunting. Now, put 1 string in each jar. Take 1 jar of foot juice and put it in a nice warm place. Put the other one in your freezer. Now get a load of this. The bacteria in the warm jar is going to eat the gelatin and multiply. Then they reproduce, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. But the bacteria in the cold jar isn't going to do anything, because when bacteria gets cold, it goes to sleep. That's why we find ice mummies. The bacteria that would normally eat this body right down to the skeleton has fallen asleep. But as soon as the mummy defrosts, the bacteria will wake up and get to work. A few weeks later, check out your warm jar of foot juice. Look, there should be so much bacteria in there, you can actually see them. You really see them in action under a microscope. Now, check out your cold jar of foot juice. Shh, they're sleeping. Just remember, most bacteria is completely harmless to humans, so don't freak out just because they're all over you. In fact, some are even helping you by keeping the bad bacteria away, like little tiny microscopic watchdogs.
You see? You had pets you didn't even know about.
Is there a clue on Juanita's body that can tell us if she was sacrificed? If you want answers, you've got to look inside the mummy. This is a CT scan machine. It takes pictures of the human body, slice by slice. This team of doctors scanned Juanita's head.
Esta es la tomografía.
One doctor shows me Juanita's head.
La cabeza.
That's her skull and frozen face.
Es la cara de ese cuerpo congelado.
Another points out 3 areas of broken skull.
1, 2, 3.
You can see the blood that spilled in her brain. It stayed there because her body froze right after she died.
Congelado.
So someone hit Juanita over the head and that's what's killed her?
Sí.
And remember the doll they buried Juanita with? Dolls are believed to be companions for the children in their journey beyond death. So there seems to be strong evidence that Juanita was sacrificed up here. The Incas believed they were sending her on a journey into the afterlife to join the mountain gods and to protect the living. I'm sure glad that doesn't happen today. I think I'm gonna go down now. Bye.
Is it really possible to bring a living creature back to life after it's been frozen? The answer is yes, for some creatures. This is a wood frog, frozen solid. It's so cold where it lives that its body water turns into ice and it freezes. Now watch it come back to life. It's because its liver manufactures glycerol, also known as antifreeze. Okay, so you can have yourself frozen, or you can have just your brain frozen. But can you really be brought back to life?
Ah, no. This is gonna taste awful.
Why?
Freezer burn. If water gets trapped in meat when it freezes, it damages the cells.
But that's just a steak. What about a brain?
It may be just a steak to you. It's supper to me.
What about a brain?
Oh, yeah.
This is your brain. This is your brain on liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
Frozen solid.
Scientists called cryobiologists are freezing human body parts and bringing them back to life by warming them up. They're using the technique in certain organ transplants. That lets them keep the spare parts for as long as they want. The problem is, it only works with really small body parts. The bigger the organ, the bigger the risk of...
Cell damage. Look at these two cells under a microscope. Ice crystals form as the temperature drops. Later, when we defrost them, you can see the damage. The insides of a cell spilling out. And what used to look like this turns into this. Okay, so they can't bring a brain back to life now. In the future, they'll be able to repair the damage caused by the freezing with a nanomachine. A machine so tiny, you wouldn't even be able to see it. It would work like a tiny surgeon, using miniature tools to repair damaged cells. But cell repair machines don't exist today. Well, how long will these people have to wait?
We think 50 to 100 years.
Wow.
Want one?
I don't think so. I've seen a lot of weird things coming out of freezers today. Well, you know.
Changed your mind?
Hey, things aren't always what they seem.